Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here on the Emergency Management Associates Network. Thank you for being here tonight. We're coming to you from the Area Command 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. As we've been doing for a while now, we're going to start up this program with a salute to our United States government, or not the government, but the United States of America as a country. We want to do this now. Please join us and rise and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the United States National Anthem. Please rise, everyone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now would you make welcome, straight from Washington, D.C., the United States Army Corps Quartet.
Yeah.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Oh yeah! Come on, folks, let them know it.
America's finest, the United States Army Barbershop Quartet, performing at the Barbershop Quartet Convention in 2015. The host of the Barbershop Quartet Convention gave us the Pledge of Allegiance, and the wonderful Army Barbershop Quartet here performed the national anthem with such grace, humility, and love. We appreciate them very much. We want to thank them. We want to thank all of our military members worldwide, wherever you might be. We want to thank all of our allies that stand by us as well. We want to thank them for their services. We want to thank them for their lives and dedication to serving their countries and protecting their countries and their families. We want to thank all of our military members wherever they might be. God bless you. May you all return homes to your families in safety after your tours of duty end. God bless you, and again, thank you for your service. We definitely appreciate it. God bless you all. Folks, as we have stated before on other programs, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Let's get into it. Okay? As I spoke to you earlier today about, I'm just going to review this. I'm going to show you a short video clip on what has happened in the last 6 days.
Now, we're going to have the main spokesperson for Hamas on tonight. I know some of you will be disgusted by that. I know some of you will be excited by that. To both, I say, let's see if Hamas can justify what they've done in the name of anything that is about peace or about humanity. Let's test what their own answers are to what's happening in the north and to what they have done to people here. We'll see. But now, Dusty tells me, if you're new to watching our show, Dusty's my executive producer. She's my partner. She's often part of the show. She's in the control room. She says that Hamas's spokesperson has walked away. Now, obviously, they were watching the show. We gave an opportunity to them in good faith to come on and make their case. He has decided to storm off during truthful accounts of what his organization has endorsed and committed on its own accord and interests. That is the reality. He had an opportunity, he walked away. If he comes back, he'll still get the opportunity because that's the job. But if he walks away after listening to Lee and understanding the reality, that tells you what you need to know. To be clear, for those of you saying, oh, you were going to talk to Hamas and then you didn't because you're biased, please, all right? Know or be quiet, all right? Here is the video of Osama Hamdan, the main spokesperson for Hamas. Dusty, show what happened. He was watching the show.
I will give you one
He was
minute.
saying, I don't like the studio, I thought we were going to be on.
Thank you. No, you didn't told me that the situation will be like this. I will leave. Thank you very much.
So, he decided to walk away, and I'll tell you why. You don't have to be a mind reader. He didn't want to have to follow the reality of the pain that his organization has caused. Hamas is a terror organization.
Hamas is a terror organization. 1 week ago tomorrow morning, and actually it's already Saturday in the Middle East. 1 week ago, Hamas and Hezbollah attacked Israel. Hamas and Hezbollah attacked Israel. Some of them came in through tunnels that they dug underneath the border to Israel. Others flew in on paragliders with machine guns over the border, terrorizing the citizens of Israel. At one such place, there was a concert in southern Israel going on, a young people's rave, music and fellowshipping going on by several hundred, 280 some odd youth. Hamas came in there and gunned down every person that was there, except for 2 people that escaped. 2 people that escaped. There's 2 people that are responsible for all of this. 2 people. This man here, and that other man that Chris Como from the news attempted to interview today. And he refused it. He refused the opportunity to tell his side of the story on why they did it. There is absolutely no excuse for this. There is absolutely no excuse in the world for a raid to be conducted by terrorists coming over and shooting and killing hundreds and thousands of people. 2,700 people have now died. 27 of them Americans. 17 other Americans are still missing. People from all over the world have been killed here in Israel. because of Hamas and Hezbollah guerrillas. Hundreds of people, thousands of people are now dead on both sides of the border. This past Sunday, Israeli authorities got together and decided what they were going to do in retaliation to Hezbollah and Hamas fighters. At the same time, rockets were coming in from the Gaza Strip, where Hezbollah and Hamas people were firing them at Israel. Buildings and people were destroyed as a result of those rocket attacks, and the rocket attacks are continuing. The authorities in Israel decided to retaliate. The Israeli Air Force has been in the air, and they've conducted nearly 4,000 sorties, 4,000 flights into the Gaza Strip to eliminate the problem. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu went on the air and said what their decision was going to be, of annihilating the Gaza Strip, once and for all, cleansing the area of these terrorists so that it will never ever happen again. Israel has given 24 hours for people that reside in the Gaza Strip to leave and go to Egypt or other countries to avoid the annihilation. Israel is going to bomb the crap out of the Gaza Strip, where Hamas and Hezbollah fighters have been organizing themselves and hiding underneath hospitals. Yes, in the basements of hospitals, because they know the United States will not hit a hospital. The United States is one thing. Imagine having your country attacked. Imagine having your own country attacked because you stand for something that they don't. This man you see here in the top photograph, he and several other Hamas fighters, Hamas leaders, are here in the United States. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, San Diego, Charlotte, North Carolina, and other places throughout the United States, and in England as well, in all corners of the globe, Sweden and Norway and Denmark, Finland, anywhere where they can gather to tell their story and have nobody rebel against them. Germany and Austria, the Netherlands. On Monday, these Hamas leaders have declared a jihad for today. For today. 2 days ago, I heard the Hamas leader in New York City. He declared a jihad on the United States. If people do not join the Islamic religion, those people will be annihilated. Those people will be killed. That is what he stated. The whole purpose of the Islamic religion is to get rid of the infidels, all of us. That's what they have started today. So far, they have not been successful. Earlier today, I heard police sirens, law enforcement sirens going to emergencies. Most of the morning, on and off all morning long. I have not been able to verify what they were going to or where they went. I did step out and go to the post office today. The post office was crowded. Fortunately, I did not have anything to wait for. I went over to Walmart really quick to pick up a couple of things and to assess the situation there. Yes, I was armed. I will tell you that. I was armed to protect myself and anybody else that I could in the event of any incident there. There was no incident. Things were very calm. Walmart had lines backing up 5 to 10 people. They did not have enough frontline personnel to check people out. Maybe that was planned. Hamas and Hezbollah fighters have declared a jihad all over the world, a worldwide jihad, to eliminate infidels like you and I. Folks, I came on the air earlier and talked about safety. I talked about people taking care of themselves, avoiding large areas where a lot of people would be assembled. I would not go to a ball game today or any time during this weekend. That's me. I would not go to where large groups are assembled for nothing. You can't pay me enough to stay away. I'm going to be out of there. I'm not going to be anywhere near there. I would not take the chance. You can't trust these people. Over the years, if I've learned one thing about these terrorist people, and I've seen plenty of terrorist bombings. I've seen Americans seized on ships, on cruises, getting away, trying to relax, and Americans are seized, kidnapped, if you will, and thrown overboard. Like what happened a long time ago, I believe it was in the 60s or early 70s, where Americans who were Jewish were captured on board the ship and tossed overboard. Disabled people tossed overboard just because of a terrorist. Be careful, guys. Be careful. William Robers is with us. He says, imagine 10-13 is a code. It means 10/31 Halloween. And that's a possibility. That is a possibility. There are a lot of codes that these people have. And I'm not an expert on jihad. But when I heard this gentleman here, the former leader of Hamas, Khalid Mashal, call for Muslims all over the world to protest today, a jihad against infidels. A jihad against infidels. I'm going, no. Let's try to go about our duties as much as possible and not think about that. Since then, there have been a lot more jihadists out there. And now I'm asking everybody to be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. Know everything going on around you. Don't take chances. Stay out of large groups. Stay out of large groups. Now, this is not just for tonight. This is for at least this weekend and ongoing through at least at least the rest of this month. At least. I'm asking all of you to be prepared. Anything and everything could happen. A terrorist attack could happen at any time, anywhere around the world. In big towns, large towns, small towns. It doesn't really matter. It can happen. I'm asking you to be prepared. I'm asking you to at least have 30 days worth of food. 30 days worth of food in your home. There's a reason. There is a very, very good reason. Right now, as we speak, most governments are in a position right now where they're trying to turn over or change over to digital currency. Eliminate any paper money or coin. Where people will be getting digital currency and that's all. And in getting digital currency, the governments are going to tell us what we can get and what we can't get. If we try to get something that they don't want us to have, we're not going to be able to purchase it. There's that. It goes a lot further than that. Right now, the United States government has no more than 17 days worth of fuel left in our stockpiles. Our stockpiles that were supposed to be for emergencies and emergency use only. President Biden has given our oil to China for the most part. At one point he said that he gave out the stores of oil to lower prices around the country because prices were skyrocketing. Well, he may have done a little bit of that. He gave most of the oil to China. Now we have 17 days left. It's not just that. Our money is no good. Our money is no good. What money this country has is mortgaged. Biden has continued to print money that we did not have. Inflation has taken over. As those of you that have been to the supermarket during the last 30 days back to about a year and a half ago, you've noticed that prices have skyrocketed. What once could buy $70 worth of groceries and almost fill a grocery cart, $70 will now buy 2 loaves of bread, 1 pound of hamburger, 1 gallon of milk, 1 package of chicken breasts, and a handful of other things. And that's all. $70 won't go anywhere anymore. All of you know that. It's about to get much worse. It's about to get much worse. I'm just telling you guys. Some of you already realize that. This is about control. What I'm telling you guys, we are about to hit the skids. Not just the United States, but every major country in the West is about to hit the skids. Or there's not going to be any more money available to any of us. We've been talking about emergency preparedness for quite some time. For a very long time. I'm asking you all to do your best right now to get prepared for any kind of emergency, to get prepared for whatever emergency that you might encounter, including being without money, because our governments don't have it anymore. Two and a half weeks ago, the United States government was about to go bankrupt because Congress and the President had not come to any kind of firm decision on the budget for the next year. On September 30th, at the last minute, Congress sent the President what they called a continuing resolution to fund the government for an additional 45 days. Now we are 13 days into that 45 days. There are 32 days left. Do you think Congress or the President have done anything to resolve that problem? I doubt it. Not a darn thing. I've been watching. Many other hundreds of people are also watching. The United States Congress has been too busy patting their own pockets. They have not been busy trying to help the citizens of the United States or to help anybody else. It's all about them. We are in such a precarious situation financially. All of us around the globe are in a financial crisis. The stock market keeps going up and down and falling. I've been watching that as well. You need to have food and water, ladies and gentlemen. Your first priority is to keep yourself safe and find ways to meet your physical needs and the physical needs of people around you. Food, water, shelter, and treatment of any injuries. A week or so ago, I showed you a 72-hour kit that I have here. I have a bug-out bag. I have a 72-hour kit. I have an emergency preparedness kit in case I have to leave permanently. I have asked all of you to do the same thing. To put together a bug-out bag. To put together 72-hour kits. To put together an emergency supply kit. A few weeks ago, I spent one entire program talking about an emergency supply kit and what goes into an emergency supply kit. If you go back through our programs that I put here on YouTube, any program that has preparedness in the title, you need to visit if you haven't already. You need to go back and review those programs to get valuable information to help yourselves for an emergency. We are in an emergency situation now. As I said, food, water, shelter, medical supplies to treat injuries. If anyone else is with you, family members, children, four-legged pets, four-legged family members, don't forget them. Take care of them as you would yourself. I do not want to see any pets that are stranded and left hungry and dying in the streets. I don't want to see that ever. Take care of those pets as if they were two-legged family members. They are that. They love us, they depend on us, and we depend on them for love and comfort as well. It's a two-way street. Except in their way, they do not have the ability to go try to find food every few hours, or at least once a day. We have been providing them with food, comfort, and a place to live. You need to honor that commitment to them. Now, again, if children or others are depending on you, you need to make sure they're safe and also attend to their basic needs. If the danger is long-lasting, you also need to find ways to maintain your vigilance, your energy, and your ability to maintain clear thinking until the danger is past, or you have moved to a safer place to be. You need to stay safe and attend to basic needs. You need to find reliable information about what has happened or what is happening. When someone tells you something, ask where the information came from. Be cautious about acting on information from sources that may not be trustworthy. Find out. Vet your information. Find out about ongoing dangers from violence, fires, flooding, unstable buildings, or landmines. For example, how can people get to a place of greater safety, and when it is safe to be able to change a location from where you're at to someplace else? How are you going to accomplish that? You have to do your own investigation. You need to be able to ascertain those answers yourself. Whether anyone you might be able to help needs physical assistance, help them. Whether or not you can do it or not, get them help. Get them help from whoever is available to help you. Neighbors, volunteers, friends, aid organizations. Get them help. Where do you go? Where can you find a safe location? What steps do you need to take to get the help that you need? Where is the nearest place and safest place to get drinking water? You need to be taking notes, guys. I'm giving you this information because it's important. I'm trying to help you and your family survive this. Where is the nearest and safest place to get drinking water, food, shelter, and medical care? Make a list of those places, addresses, and also phone numbers. Where it is safe to go and where it is not. What actions and behaviors are unsafe or could make you a target of violence. Again, attend to your most important needs, first aid, and the most important needs of anyone who is with you and depends on you for drinking water and food. When I think of food, I think of comfort food, especially when you are facing yourself forward into an emergency situation. I'm talking comfort food. Comfort food will help you feel comfortable, will help you more able to keep a clear mind and keep yourself grounded, so you'll be able to make clear and concise decisions. Right now, I'm asking for each and every one of you here Get a 30-day supply of food. Make sure you have a 30-day supply of food. However you can, make sure you have a 30-day supply of food. I said it 3 times. When I say something 3 times, that constitutes an emergency. That constitutes an emergency. Rob52 just gave us another $5 super chat. God bless you, Rob. Love you, brother. Rob is a dear friend of mine. I thank you for that, Rob. God bless you. I'm trying to help you. Michael McKinney says corned beef hash. Excuse me. Canned soup. Okay? Those are comfort foods. I have canned soup. I have dried, freeze-dried soups. I've got stews. I've got macaroni and cheese. I've got all kinds of beans and peas and other vegetables. I've got them in cans, I've got them in bottles, I've got them in our freezer. Yes, I have a small freezer here. Not just the one that's above the refrigerator. I have one additional one besides that. I'm asking all of you to do what you can to take care of yourselves. None of us know how long these protests will last. Protesters can cut off supply routes for trucks and trains. Food and groceries could be cut off or get very thin in the coming days. I know a few truckers here. Cowboy Roy Rogers, who frequents our program now and again, is one of them. My friend Ann, who comes on here occasionally, and she may be monitoring this program right now, she knows about this as well. She knows about the problem. She's seen the police heavily armed and protecting themselves, ready to face any kind of emergency out there on the road. She sent me videos of those police. I'm asking everybody to get ready. We have never faced anything like this before. Never. Get the things you need. I am glad to see those of you that are in the chat right now sharing information. Sharing information. Microgreens, bee pollen, moringa. We talked about prepping skills, knowledge of preparedness and survival. We've been talking about this for a very long time, and I'm not going to stop. Protests can cut off our supply routes for trucks and trains. Food and groceries could be cut off at a moment's notice. We don't know when that time will come. It could be today, tonight, or tomorrow. And groceries and supplies could be cut very thin in the coming days. Get at least a 30-day supply of food. I know we've talked about a 2-week supply. We talked about a 72-hour kit. I've been talking about a lot of kits. I want you to get as much food as you possibly can and store it inside your home. For those of you that live in apartments, I understand the idea where you don't have much space. You can store supplies underneath beds, underneath couches and chairs, behind couches and chairs that have their backs to walls, inside your closets. You can stack goods against the walls of your closets as well. Those of you that have storerooms, make sure you have totes full of supplies. Again, obtain a 30-day supply of food in your home immediately. Immediately. Consider getting freeze-dried food. Folks, I've showed you this before. I showed you this many times before. This is a 72-hour kit from 4 Patriots. There are many other companies out there that do this. I'm giving you this as an example of a 72-hour kit of food. I'm going to give you a telephone number right now where you can call these people, 4 Patriots, and obtain your own 72-hour kit. And they have specials going right now. And when you call them, tell them I sent you. Tell them that Ron Tyler from Emergency Management Associates told you to call. Their number is 1-800-607-0943. 1-800-607-0943. You can also go to getmorefood.com. Getmorefood.com or 4patriots.com. And it's not just for food. You can get a lot of different things from 4 Patriots, and I've talked about some of those things before. Let me show you some other product. Okay? This is a flashlight. This is not just a flashlight. It's a 2-level flashlight, meaning it has a low beam and a high beam. The high beam can be seen from a mile away. That's how strong that beam is. The other beam is a very low beam that you could use for various things around the house, or if you're searching for something in particular. Okay? You also have another work light right here. This is also in the middle of the work light. You have a solar panel to keep this flashlight charged. Okay? Right here on this side of the flashlight, this is a magnet. You can attach this flashlight to any metal surface and it will hang there to be ready to go anywhere where you need it. Okay? Right here. This is the on button to turn it on and off. I'm not going to turn this flashlight on because I don't want to burn the video card inside my camera. I don't want to burn the lens or anything else inside the camera. But I'm telling you, this is a very strong flashlight. Right here. See that pointy edge right there? If you have this flashlight in a vehicle and you end up doing something that I've asked everybody not to do, driving into a roadway covered by water, that roadway could collapse and your car would be caught in the stream of water and fill your car with water, or you would drown. If you cannot get the windows of your car down, this, all you have to do is tap with this pointed end right here and it will break the window and you can swim out of your car to the surface of the water and be able to stay alive. That's not all, folks. There's more. This thing right here. This thing right here that you see, this could be a letter opener. It can also cut a seatbelt. It also can cut a seatbelt right there. It's a sharp edge. Okay? It cuts paper, it cuts a lot of things. That's not all this flashlight has. Okay? This flashlight also has a compass on the end of it. Okay? It has a compass that screws into this end right here. Okay? I took it off to show you this. You unscrew it, and you have a compass to orient a map with to find out the direction of travel you want to go. Not just that, but a lot more here. Right here, you see a USB port. You can charge this flashlight through a USB port. You can also charge your phone from this flashlight. You can charge your phone from this flashlight. This is the Halo XT flashlight, available from 4Patriots. From 4Patriots. I've shown you a lot of different products over the years in this program from 4Patriots. A lot of good things. I hope that you can take advantage of those things. Okay? This is just part of it. This is just part of what I've been telling you all along. For those of you that are with us, please make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like the information that we're sharing with you tonight. Also, please don't leave until the end of the program. We're going to give you more information that might be helpful to you in the event of an emergency. If you leave, you won't be able to have that information. Stay here to the end of this program. We have just barely begun to fight, so to speak. I'm trying to help you. Deborah G says, meats and veggie companies, ? I have serious gut issues. I'm sorry to hear that. 4Patriots Food, when you call them, ask them about that. They have special menus for people that have health issues. Okay? I also have other people around the country that might help you with that issue. Okay? I'm just trying to give you some hints, and helpful hints at that, to help you get past the danger that we're all facing. If this danger is long-lasting, you're also going to need to find ways, again, to maintain your vigilance, your energy, and clear thinking until the danger is past. What am I talking about? I'm talking about aligning yourself with other people. They're of a like mind. That way, you're helping them, and they're helping you. If you have more than one or two people, you can work a separate shift. One person can work a 8-hour shift, another person can work another 8-hour shift, and the last person can work a graveyard shift and stay awake and vigilant in case something were to happen during the nighttime hours. And that does happen, and it happens a lot. Okay? Again, stay safe and take care of your basic needs. Find out about reliable information. Reliable information. Find out about ongoing dangers from violence, fires, flooding, unsafe buildings, or landmines, or building collapses. How people can get to a place of greater safety where and when it's safe to change locations, whether you might be able to help someone else that may need it, and who's available to help you, your neighbors, your friends, your family members, volunteers, and aid organizations. Think about that. Where to go or what steps to take when you need help. Where is the nearest and safest place to get drinking water, food, shelter, medical care? Where is it safe to go and where is it not safe to go? What actions or behaviors are unsafe or could make you a target of violence? Attend to your most basic needs. Attend to your most basic needs first. That way you keep your head together and attend to the most basic and important needs of anyone who is with you, who depends on you, and who loves you and you love them. Take care of them. Take care of them. Second, shelter. What do you think you're going to need when it comes to shelter? Shelter and warmth. Shelter and warmth. You might not be able to be in a building. Do you have camping supplies? Do you have tents? Do you have sleeping bags? Do you have other creature comforts that you can go out into the wilderness with? It doesn't necessarily have to be the wilderness. It could be anywhere that you might be. Make sure you can erect a shelter to stay in, to get some warmth and shelter from the elements. You need to also consider wound care and medical treatment. I've shown you a little bit about first aid supplies that I have. What I showed you in my 72-hour kit was not all. Right over here on the wall next to my office door, I've got a stethoscope. I have a blood pressure cuff. I can make sure and monitor people's blood pressure and their heart rate. I can keep them alive. I've been a first aid instructor. I've been a CPR instructor. I was a police officer EMT. I'm just giving you ideas on how to help yourselves. My buddy Don Patoka is back here in the chat. I'm very grateful for him. I'm very grateful. Don Patoka helps a lot of you. That's what he's here for. He wants to help all of you. You all help each other. And that's also important. Sue Ellen says, my supplements are in the go bag. And that's another thing. Have you considered supplements to your diet to help you stay safe and healthy during an emergency or any other thing that you might have to face? Supplements. Okay? Sue Ellen says, I got a 25-ounce bag under $130 latest purchase. XL, it's toasty. That's great. Kimberly Hopkins says, I've got a small tent, a camp gear, and all in my car. You need to very seriously consider that. Okay? Consider it. Canadian Patriot says, pick up some books on foraging and medicinal plants. That's also good advice. If you like to read and you have time on your hands during an emergency, instead of wondering how you're going to get away from there and consider ways you can get out, yes, you need to do that. But you need to keep your mind active. Having a book to read is very helpful, especially a book that you enjoy. Books and podcasts are very valuable if your podcast is still available, if you have something to listen to a podcast on, and if you can keep it charged. Consider all those ifs. What do you need to keep it charged by? Okay? Consider it. Shelter, warmth, wound care, medical treatment, and sanitation. Sanitation. I didn't mean for sanitation to be last. It's first. If you have proper sanitation, you're going to remain healthy. If you don't have proper sanitation, you're going to die. It's as simple as that. Make sure you take care of sanitation needs of yourself and everybody with you. Transportation to a safer place. Do you have a car? Does someone else in your group have a car? Are you able to grab a bus and go someplace? Or grab a lift, a taxi, to take you someplace that's safer? When is the safest time to go? Think about it. If you need help in steadying and composing someone to help them get to safety, do it. Keep them occupied. Take care of them. Prioritize the most critical needs and the needs of the most vulnerable people who are with you. Okay? Again, stay alert and stay vigilant while you remain in danger. Pay attention to what is all happening around you. Keep your head on a swivel. Stay informed of changing risks and new sources of help. Kimberly Hopkins says, consider buying hand warmers. That's a good thing. A couple weeks ago when I showed you my 72-hour kit, you noticed I have hand warmers. Those are very valuable. Valuable. Also, control fear and panic. Fear and panic can exhaust you, and it will muddle or muddy up your thinking, or others' thinking as well. Use grounding and self-calming techniques to steady yourself when you feel panicking. Last night I mentioned several ways to do this. You can go back through my program last night when I discussed keeping yourself grounded. Making sure your mind is active and working and vital. So you're going to have to make certain decisions during an emergency situation. Make sure you're able to make those clear, concise decisions. Your life and those that you're with depend on it. They depend on it. Does anybody have any questions so far about anything that I have talked about tonight? Does anybody have any questions? Kimberly Hopkins is mentioning a foldable shovel will be important, especially for sanitation issues. I have a portable shovel right over here in the bookcase across from me. I keep it there so I'll be able to remind you to have a portable shovel with you. That's a good, excellent situation. Okay, it's a great comment. Okay, keep moving your body. Don't slow down, especially when it's cold. Slowing down will promote hypothermia. Stay active. Keep your body warm. Keep your body warm. Whether you're in a cool situation or not. You want to keep your mind active. Play a memory game. Remember as many details as you can about a familiar place. Or look closely at a photograph. Then turn it over and try to recreate the photograph in your mind with as much detail as possible. Count backwards from 100. Try it ones, Try sevens, try any number, but count backward from 100 and see if you can do it. That will help keep your memory and your mind active. Okay? Take care of your health for energy and a clear mind. Take care of your health. This is primary. You may not be able to follow a normal routine of healthy meals, exercise, and undisturbed sleep, but you can do your best to take care of yourself and your health and the health of those people that are with you. Make sure you take care of your health with resources and space available to you. Again, consider your food options. Do your best to eat a healthy mix of foods and on a regular schedule. It's important to eat on a regular schedule. Your psyche will benefit from a regular schedule of eating as well. Your body will always tell you when you're hungry. You don't want to wait till your body's totally exhausted and then think about getting food, because you're not going to want to go and try to find food at that point in time. Think about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Okay? Sue Ellen says, folding shovel in my list. Most are sold out where I've looked. Time to sell for another type, I guess. Picky about tools. Remember, 2 is 1 and 1 is 9. You're right. Again, you can buy folding shovels at Walmart, Recreational Outfitters, REI, Target. I refuse to go back and do another Target ever again. I haven't been in a Target in 3 years and not going to. But I've given you several places where you can buy folding shovels. I believe Dick's Sporting Goods also has folding shovels. Your outdoor stores will probably have a folding shovel as well. Think about it. Besides food, keep hydrated with the cleanest drinking water that you have available to yourself. Consider what I have here. Okay? Health Nutrition News Nurse Ava Marie Griffin sent me this, and it's wonderful. It provides me with 99% pure water. I could put nasty stuff in here and clean stuff would come out. Consider getting yourself a bottle like this with a water purification system in it. Or you can put tap water in here and it will filter out all the bad contaminants from your tap water system. I have several of these now. Thanks, Ava Marie, for giving that to me. Thanks, Ava Marie, for giving that to me. It's awesome. I have life straws. I've got a lot of different ways to purify my water, including purification tablets. Consider that. Okay? I'm going to find pure water or water to drink. Stretch out, exercise. Walking and jogging in place will help you keep your mind clear. Going and hunting for water or edible plants is another way, 1, to gain exercise, and 2, to keep your mind active and safe. As I said last night, sleep and nap when you can. Get outdoors for fresh air when you can, if you can do so safely. Get some sleep, which will allow you to concentrate when you need to, and to be able to react quickly to new threats and make sound decisions. Like I said a few minutes ago, if you're with another adult, you can take turns sleeping while the other remains alert. Talk with people. Talk with people. That will also keep you sane. Okay? That will also keep you sane. Now, whatever happens, you should prepare to weather any storm that comes around you. Whether it is a real rainstorm, whether it's a tornado, whether it's winter time and you have snow. Be prepared for any kind of storm that's going to hit you. We all want to remain safe and secure, but no one ever is completely safe from disasters like hurricanes, floods, and fires. And what else? Jihad. You never know when some stupid idiot will do something and change our life forever. You need to know what you're going to do in the event of a disaster or any kind of emergency, and what steps you need to take before a disaster ever strikes. And to assure that any losses that you may come on are to be minimized. Make sure if you're going to have any losses, that your losses will be minimized. Okay? Vicky K says, I can't get the link to your website that's in the description to work. I will go and take a look at that at the end of our program. I've always been able to get it to work for me. You might have to refresh the page and try again. Okay? Now, Deborah G says, battery-powered handsaw for firewood. That's a good thing too. I would also recommend having a battery-powered drill. A battery-powered drill. And on the end of that drill, you can have a round saw on the end of it that can cut through wood or other debris that you might have to get through. Make sure you have tools that can be utilized for various work. Okay? That will also become very viable for you. Okay? Canadian Patriot 1, make sure you have a dependable place to go to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, that link does not work. That link to the website does not work. I will go to it after this program is over and I'll figure it out. I will figure that out. Okay? I'll make sure that the link is viable for you. Lena Vilcano says meds. Absolutely. Make sure you have all your prescription meds with you. Make sure you have all kinds of other first aid material with you. Bandages of all kinds will be very valuable. White medical tape is also very valuable. A tourniquet kit. A tourniquet kit. You can make one of your own out of an old bed sheet. I wouldn't recommend tearing apart a new sheet, but using your old sheets to make tourniquets out of, or other pressure band-aids, bandages. Okay? Have band-aids of all sizes. Sue Ellen says 3 mil or higher trash bags. 3 mil or higher trash bags. Those are going to become like money. Like money. Okay? Don Patoga's in the chat. Says, think that you're going to go camping for a year or two and you can't get back to civilization. When you think that way, you might actually come up with the stuff you need. And he's right. Okay? Rob just put up our email address. If you have problems getting into that website, email me and I'll send you the corrected website. And I'll post the corrected website on these programs so you will have them. Okay? You're going to need it. One of the most important things that you might need in the coming days to months to years. Make a home inventory checklist. Go around your home and take pictures of everything that might be valuable to you. Whether it's a photo hanging on the wall, a painting, whether it's a family photo, whether it's a radio in your home that you really enjoy having and listening to music with, take a picture of it. Write the item down on the inventory list. In case of a disaster, your insurance company might help you be able to recover from the disaster if you have proof of the things that you had. Okay? Something else. You may need to talk to your agent to make sure you have the right insurance coverage for your home. Homeowner policies do not cover floods. If you live in certain areas of the state, you may need a separate wind and hail policy. Some insurance companies no longer cover earthquakes. It's important to protect your property before a storm hits. Sometimes it's not even the storm that directly causes damage to your home, but your possessions that are not secured in your yard. Lastly, have a plan in place where you're going to respond to when the storm hits. Have a plan in place knowing how you will respond to the storm can make a big impact in your life. Plan for storm seasons. Plan for all kinds of disasters because they are going to make you crazy. Put together a toolkit. I've talked a lot about toolkits. Make sure you have the greatest amount of tools that you can get. Don't overburden yourself with tools either, especially if you don't know how to use them. Okay? Kimberly Hopkins says a headlamp will come in handy. You notice what I did with my headlamp and my hard hat? Hard hats are great. Everybody should own a hard hat. Make sure your headlamp can attach to the front of your hard hat. You might even get some double-sided tape or double-sided anything to make sure your headlamp stays in place. That way it doesn't fall off when you least expect it and you begin to wonder, where's my headlamp? You don't want to think about that. A thick garbage bag under your sweater or jacket. That might be another thing that you could have, but be advised. Be advised. That garbage bag could cause you to sweat and could make you very cold. That garbage bag in a pocket would probably be better, unless you're very cold and you're trying to keep the heat to your body. Then that trash bag might help you keep you warm. Just ideas. But toolkits. We talked about emergency radios. Your battery operated AM, FM weather radio. I showed you that last night. Flashlights and extra batteries. Portable power source for your cell phones. I guess I put that with my 72-hour kit. I have another 4 Patriots power pack that's about that tall and about that wide. And you can plug 2 cell phones in at the same time. And it has a solar panel on one side to keep it charged. It's a good thing to have. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. If things go right for us, we'll be here at Christmas time. Think of some of these items of preparedness for a preparedness Christmas for members of your family. Think about a preparedness Christmas for your family. If severe weather is predicted, keep your prescription medicine in a Ziploc bag, ready to go in the event of an evacuation. And have it on hand with enough non-perishable food items and food to last you at least 1 month. At least 1 month. Plan for all the personal needs of each and every member of your family. All of them, including senior citizens, those with special needs, children, and pets. Remember, boredom sets in quickly, doesn't it? Make sure you have toys and things for your children to play with, as well as your pets. Books are a great thing for children and even pets. If you're reading a story to your children, I bet your pets are listening too. They love listening to your voice. Also have emergency cash on hand. Emergency cash on hand. Even when the digital dollar takes effect, those people that have cash are going to be one step ahead of the government, because your cash is probably going to be more valuable than any digital money that you have. Besides that, ATMs and stores won't have power. And if you have cash on hand that you stored away in your emergency preparedness kit, you're going to be one step ahead of everybody. I've been telling people to salt away cash in their emergency preparedness kits for years. Imagine if you had started even putting $10 or $12 a month in your emergency preparedness kit every month. Over 3 years, what would you have now? Think about that. We've talked about go bags. Make sure you have a go bag. What is a go bag? In the event you have to evacuate, a secondary toolkit would be ready to have with you. Pack a duffel bag with blankets, pillows, games, and other personal items that would be necessary for staying in a shelter or other public place. In the event of an evacuation notice, if it's given, you've got that go bag. You have that go bag with personal items and a little bit of food and water. Okay? We talked about this before too. Escapes. If you're escaping these protesters, if you're escaping a jihad, where people are out killing your neighbors and you're able to escape, do it. Make sure you have a plan. A plan to escape any kind of disaster. If you shelter in place, this could mean determining ahead of time where the safest place in your home is. Where the safest place in your home is. During a tornado or a hurricane, the safest place of your home is the center of your home, where there are no windows available, where you might get hit with something that's coming through the walls or something that's coming through the window. Think about it. An interior part of your building away from windows, or in the basement. In case of flooding, You may need to get as high as possible to escape the rising water. In the case of a wildfire, you would need to seek a place that is outside where the air is sealed off. Okay? In each situation, be ready to evacuate when an official gives notice. And I've told you this in the past. Don't wait to be given a notice to evacuate. If you can evacuate beforehand, do it. Because you're going to avoid traffic. Traffic will get you killed. Traffic will make you have delays in getting where you want to go. And if there are delays, you might get stuck. And it's possible you could die. Make sure you consider this on the way out of Dodge. Never ever use main roads. Stay off of highways and main roads. Why? If they start putting up a blockade, a roadblock, it'll also create delays and they may not let you pass. Consider using surface streets. Consider using surface streets. Mark on a map, on a paper map, 3 different evacuation routes. 3 different evacuation routes that you could take to get to 3 different places you could go. In case one place is all filled up, you also got a secondary and a third route you could go to your evacuation place that you want to go to. Always have 3 destinations you could go to and 3 different routes to take you there. Okay? Since someone may not be home when a disaster strikes, it's important to include in your disaster plan a means to contact one another. A means to contact one another. We've talked about this a lot. Whether it's cell phones or walkie-talkies. These, a pair of them, only cost $20. I've seen them in stores recently for as little as $20. Consider this. I also have CB radios, I have ham radios, I've got a police radio. I have several police radios, a base station and a mobile handheld radio. Okay? Consider all these things that I'm telling you about. They can save your life. Especially if there's a jihad going on and you have a police radio, you know where the jihad is going at because the police are there. Avoid that place like the plague. Avoid any roadblocks, avoid any problems. Okay? Don Patoka's here, he says, in order to fail. It's easy to plan for just to do nothing, and you'll have 100% chance of failure. He's right. Kimberly Hopkins says zip ties. I checked my supply of zip ties. I've got like 200 or 300 zip ties. They're great. All sizes of zip ties. Okay? Canadian Patriot 1 says the cities will fail first. The cities will fail first because they have no clue. The fathers of the city councilmen, the town council, the county commissioners don't have a clue. They don't have a clue because they have not planned for it. So when the city fails or the county fails, guess what? You want to be one step ahead of all of them and have your own plan. I keep talking about plans, but I have a feeling that most anybody that is hearing me talk right now doesn't have a plan written down. With that, I'm going to tell you to get a plan written down tonight. Tonight. You may not have tomorrow to do it. Who's going to tell us where these stupid butthead Islamic gangs are? Where Hezbollah and Hamas are? Stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of them. Okay? The cities will fall first. Most people won't be able to get out of the cities. That's why I'm saying, if you have the chance, get out when you can immediately. Immediately. Do I have any questions so far? Any questions? Deborah G says, stay away from the other cities. You're right. Don't go near the other cities, because that is exactly where you're going to find these jihadists. Stay away from cities and towns. Stay away from crowds. Stay away from high population centers. Okay? Any other questions? I'm going to get out of here. If anything else happens tonight, I will be back here on the air to tell you about it. Now, I may come back on the air to talk about Madrid fault tomorrow. If not, I might do it Sunday night. There's some activity on the Madrid fault that people ought to know about. Okay? Make sure you're protecting yourself. I've done a lot of research for this program tonight. I've been all over the place talking to hundreds of people. Literally. Literally. That's because I want to make sure you're safe. That's my greatest and biggest priority, is to make sure all of you, my friends and family, are safe. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions for me? I spent some time with some of my friends this morning. We talked about some scriptural passages that I thought might help each of you. To help me, in fact. I'm going to skip around here in the book of James in the New Testament. For those of you with your scriptures open, go to James chapter 4, 5, and 6. Okay? The first one is in chapter 4, verse 10 and 11. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Speak not evil of one another, brethren, and that includes sisterin as well. Okay, sisterin. That's my word for sisters. All of you women in our lives. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Speak not evil of one another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and sister, and judges his brother or sister, speaketh evil of the law, and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, how art not a doer of the law, but a judge? Thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge. Judge not that ye should be judged. You should be judged. For what judgment you give, you are a giver as well. And you will also be judged and held accountable for what you do. In James chapter 5, verse 3, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last day. James chapter 5, verse 16. Confess your faults one to another, and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. How does that catch you? The fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Then I'm going over to 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 1. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptation, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ. Verse 9. Receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls. Even the salvation of your souls. Prophets and apostles have counseled us to read our scriptures. Prophets and apostles have given us the scriptures as guides in our lives. Just those few scriptures I've read to you tonight can be helpful to each one of us, so we can be able to make decisions for us and those that we care most about. Brethren and sisters, read your scriptures. Read your scriptures. There's a scripture that says, read your scriptures, for in them ye shall find eternal life. I believe that. I believe that. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank my wonderful mod squad. I love each and every one of them. You guys are the lifeline to our program. You help each one of us and help keep us together. I very much appreciate and love each and every one of you. I love all of the members of our EMA family. As I counseled you this morning, I'm going to counsel you again. Please check your subscriptions to this program. YouTube is unsubscribing people right and left. If you're not subscribed, please resubscribe immediately. For those of you that can't get our program, be notified of our program, unsubscribe and resubscribe immediately. And when you do that, click on the bell. There's a little bell icon. Click on that. When you click on that little bell, there'll be a drop-down menu of 3 items come up. 3 items. When you see those 3 items, click on the word ALL, all. That should get you subscribed to our program. Don Patoka and most of our mods have said that if they can't get notified, it's because YouTube has unsubscribed you. Check and make sure you're still subscribed, and even so, make sure you click on that bell icon to make sure you can get notified when we come on the air. Please, please, share this program high and low. Share this program with everybody you meet, everybody you contact. Your friends, your family, your extended family, your neighbors, the people you work with, and your social media contacts. Tell everybody about this program. Tonight's program is probably one of the most valuable programs that we're going to have, because we are definitely in a time when things could end up very bad very quickly. Please share this information far and wide, brothers and sisters. I love you. I truly love and care about everybody here. If something else happens tonight, that is extraordinary, out of the ordinary, and I believe it's an emergency situation, I will come on the air again tonight to tell you about it. I've done that many times before. Be advised, I can come on in the middle of the night or the middle of the day like I did earlier today, because I consider this to be an emergency situation that everybody needs to be aware of. Folks, keep your heads on a swivel. If you think that there's something that I need to know about, email me or text message me, and I will vet the information. And if it's an emergency, I will come on the air and talk to everybody about it. That's what we do. Okay? That's what we do. I ask the Lord to bless you. I ask the Lord to keep you safe. May God be with you. May God be with you this day and always. God be with you until we meet again. We will see you around the corner. Good night, everybody. I love you.